Have you ever looked at someone else's life and wondered, why do they seem happier than me? You see your friends succeeding. You see others being loved and admired, while you feel like you have nothing special. You try hard, yet you still feel like you are falling behind. If you have ever felt that way, then today's story is for you. This is not a story about fame or talent. It is about a young painter who once believed that happiness would only come when he became just like everyone else, until one day he realized something profound. Every person has their own painting, and only when we learn to cherish the colors in our own lives can we truly be happy. Stay with this story until the end, because the final lesson might just change the way you see yourself. One morning, Elior sat by the riverside, quietly watching the birds fly across the sky. The sunlight shimmered on the water, but his heart felt heavy. No one paid attention to his paintings. No one offered praise, while others were being celebrated everywhere. As he was about to put his brush away, an old traveler came by. The man looked at the unfinished painting and asked, "Why do you look so sad, young artist?" Elior softly replied, "Because I am not as good as the others. Everything I do feels ordinary." The traveler smiled kindly and said, "My child, no color in the world is ever useless. It is just that you have not yet found the place where it truly shines." He paused for a moment, then continued, "If you really want to understand what happiness means, go and ask the people you believe are the happiest. Maybe their answers will help you see yourself in a new light." Elior stayed silent. Those words felt like the very first brushstroke that awakened something deep within him. A new journey to discover the true colors of happiness. Following the traveler's advice, Elior packed his old box of paints and set off on his journey. He was determined to find the answer. What does true happiness really mean? On his way, Elior came across a young dancer performing in the middle of a crowded square. The crowd cheered, and the music filled the air. He asked, "You must be a very happy person, right?" The girl smiled, but there was a hint of sadness in her eyes. "People only see me smiling on stage," she said softly. "They do not know that behind every dance is a body full of pain. I do not dance because I am happy. I dance because I am afraid of being forgotten." Elior stood still, speechless. He bowed to her politely, then continued on his way. This time, he met a wealthy merchant in a busy marketplace. Gold coins overflowed from his chest, and customers were coming and going non-stop. Elior asked, "With so much money, you must be a very happy man, aren't you?" The merchant gave a faint smile and said, "Wealth gives me security, but it does not give me peace. Every night I still worry that one small misfortune could make everything disappear." On his way back, Elior saw an old poet reciting verses to a group of children. When the poem ended, Elior said, "I think you must be the happiest person of all." The old man smiled gently. "I used to think so too," he replied. "But sometimes I envy painters because they can tell their stories through colors, while I only have words." That night, Elior sat alone by the fire. He realized something important. Everyone has their own longing, and no one truly has everything. Perhaps happiness does not lie in what we have, but in the way we look at what we already have. The next morning, Elior sat on top of a hill, watching the bright sunrise unfold before him. He opened his old paint box. The tubes were dry, the brush bristles worn out, but each item carried a memory, a dream, a piece of his life. He smiled softly. "Maybe I never really lacked colors. I just forgot how to see them." When he returned to town, Elior began painting again. He no longer tried to earn praise, nor feared that others might be better. He simply painted what felt true to his heart. The paintings were not perfect, but they were full of emotion. People would say, "There's something so real in your art. It makes us feel peaceful." One day, someone asked him, "What's your secret to happiness?" Hellier smiled and replied gently, "Do not compare your colors to someone else's. Each person has their own painting, and happiness begins when you learn to cherish your own." The lesson of the story: everyone carries pains that others cannot see. Comparison only makes us forget the beauty that already exists within ourselves. When we learn to be grateful for who we are and accept ourselves, that is when we truly touch happiness. If this story speaks to your heart, leave a comment below and share your thoughts. And do not forget to follow Journey to Greatness, where every small story brings a great lesson, helping you slowly paint the masterpiece of your own happiness.